welcome back to The Clique, a platform to educate and inspire you to get out of your own way and create a business that you love and live life entirely on your terms. If you tuned in to the last video, you'll have seen that it was part one in a video series all about crushing your fears so you can crush it in business. This video is part two in that series where I'm going to be touching on the fear of not being expert enough. Now, the fear of not being expert enough is a classic trait with many people who think that in order to start a business or in order to be a success in business, they have to be the holy grail of business, or they have to be some sort of expert on their subject matter and they have to know an awful lot. And actually what you will find is that is not necessarily the case. This fear though can hold a lot of people back from actually starting their business because they always feel that there is more to know and that they perhaps don't know enough and that their business will fail because they're not some sort of expert. This video then is designed to help you overcome that fear of not being expert enough. And to overcome that fear, I have got 3 little pointers for you. The first point is to find somebody who you know who is already achieving a certain amount of success in business and find out how they got started and where they were when they first started that business. And actually what you'll find is that you'll be pleasantly surprised to realise that many people who now are seeing a huge amount of success in their business started out not knowing an awful lot at all. Now, when I first started The Clique, one of the things that I loved doing was interviewing female entrepreneurs to find out how they got to where they are today. And what I discovered was that many of the women that I spoke to started their business not knowing an awful lot at all. In fact, a lot of them admitted to knowing very little. I was exactly the same as well when I started my first business. So my first business was as a social media strategist. This wasn't the business that I had previously been in. In fact, I'd never actually run a business before. It wasn't what my experience was in. I didn't really know an awful lot on the subject matter. Despite that, I started a business in the social media industry and I was still able to see a certain amount of success relatively quickly. Now, this just goes to show that being an expert on your subject matter isn't a prerequisite to actually achieving in business, because what you'll find is most of the stuff in business you learn as you go. So starting it doesn't require you to know everything before you get going. My second pointer then about helping you overcome this fear of not being expert enough is to focus on what you do know rather than getting yourself worked up about what you don't. A lot of the skills and qualities that are needed in order to make your business a success are many of the things that you may find you already possess. So think about the qualities and skills that you already do have and think about the ways in which they're going to be really, really useful for that new business that you're going to start. Now, of course, in any new business, there's always going to be new things to learn, and that's a part of the process. But a lot of the things that you're going to need to get you to where you want to be are probably a lot of the skills and qualities that you've already got, things that you've already used within your previous work experience. And my third pointer then for helping you overcome your fear of not being expert enough in business is to focus on learning a little bit every single day. Now, when we're at the beginning of the journey, it can seem really, really overwhelming to think about all of the things in business that we don't yet know about. But what you need to focus on is learning a few little things every single day. So this is exactly what I did when I first started out. I committed to just spending half an hour every day learning a little bit each morning. Now, what you'll find is just even spending 10 minutes a day learning something new, learning something that's going to help you get that business off the ground, you will find that a month will go past and you've already learned quite a lot. You don't have to learn everything in one go. And in fact, what is a far better way of doing it is starting with what you can manage and learning as you go, because really in business, that is the only way to learn. Now, hopefully this has helped you with your fear of not being an expert enough in your business, because really if you are going to wait to be an expert and know all that you can do about setting up a business or know all you can do about your subject matter, you are going to be waiting a very, very long time, because there's always going to be something more to learn. So the best thing to do is just get on with it and learn as you go. Thank you for watching, and then stay tuned for part 3 of how you can crush your fears so you can crush it in business.